In this lesson, you will learn example questions you can ask when a client has a pet with medical issues, how to build a mental model for a pet that has medical issues, and why it's important to get curious at the meet and greet and ask questions to clarify a pet's medical issues. If any pet in your care has a medical issue, I recommend you get curious about the issue until you fully understand how to manage the pet's care to accommodate for the medical issue. And you should keep asking questions until you know what signs to look out for that may signal the issue is getting worse. And again, as mentioned earlier in this course, work on building your mental model of what is normal for each pet in your care. Building a mental model is always a good idea, but it's doubly important when caring for a pet with medical issues. So build your mental model by getting curious and asking questions. As you get curious about the pet's medical issues, you can ask questions like, are there certain things that make the medical issue better or worse? Some common answers here from the client might be, cold weather makes my pet's joints stiff, or how you should be careful not to provide too much playtime for a senior dog because it could overwork them. Other questions that you could ask when you're getting curious is, ask, what does a good day look like for their pet? You can also ask, what does a bad day look like? One question I really like to ask is, what we are seeing right now, is this normal? Or is the health issue presenting itself as better or worse compared to how it usually is? The more you know about what normal looks like for each pet and which factors can impact the health of a pet with medical issues, the more data points you have as a reference later on at the visits. And when you have more information, you can make a more informed decision about whether or not a change in the pet's health is a serious issue or not. You will also have a better idea of whether or not you need to bring up a change in the pet's health with the client, or if you need to rush a pet to an emergency vet clinic because of a major issue with the pet's health. It is my opinion that a pet sitter does not need to be a medical expert to be a great pet sitter. But a pet sitter does need to be able to notice changes in a pet's health and know when it's the right time to bring up those changes with the client. Also, I recommend that sitters and dog walkers err on the side of caution. Later on at the visits, if you're not sure if a medical issue is something you should be worried about, go ahead and bring it up with your client and ask them what they think is the best course of action. Make a plan with the guidance of your client and be sure to keep your team and your client in the loop every step of the way.